there are so many other things I wanted to go over, so I decided to do a transitioning pitfalls part dos. The first transitioning pitfalls, I mostly talked about the psychological pitfalls of transitioning, and today I'm going to focus more on the physical, tangible pitfalls of transitioning, the things we actually do to our hair that are pitfalls to transitioning. So let's go ahead and get started because I have about 5 or 6 to talk about today. And many of you who have been transitioning for a while have probably experienced, if not one, many more of these pitfalls. So let's get into it. Using too much heat, and that is flat iron heat and blow dryer heat. I personally blow dry my hair every now and again. I try to lightly blow dry it. And I try not to fry it when I blow dry it. I have not flat ironed my hair or wore my hair straight in over a year and a half, and here's why. Just like everybody else says, heat will damage your hair, it'll break your hair. It's true. Let me show you the example. Here we are, 2 sections of my hair. My hair is about armpit length right now. Look at both sides of my hair. Look at this side over here and look at this side. Now this is about the same amount of hair from both sections. Now they both are the same length, but this part over here look a little thinner, don't it? Okay, now let's look at it when I let it loose. Look closely. See this side over here, and it's a little bit stretched, so ignore that, but it's more crinkly and kinky, and this side over here is just kind of straight and not really doing a curl thing. This is what heat damage does. As I said to you before, about a year and a half ago, I stopped straightening my hair. A year and a half ago, I also cut 3 inches of my natural hair off because it was heat damaged so bad. So I went natural in 2009, and a year and a half after that, I cut off 1.5 inches, 3 inches of hair. So just imagine, or about 3 inches of hair, it might have been a little less. Just imagine how long my hair would be right now if I had that 3 inches of hair. Probably about right there. Wouldn't that be nice? So if you don't want to have to lose that much hair, please avoid overheating your hair. You will not like the results. And when your hair gets heat damage like this, all those beautiful wash and goes, if you can do wash and go hair, or all those wonderful twist outs and braid outs, you can hang that up because your ends are not going to curl, and you're going to have to do all kind of manipulation just to get your ends to act the way you want them to act. So pitfall number 1, please avoid it, using too much heat. Pitfall number 2, over manipulation. Yeah. When you have relaxed hair, you can comb on your hair every day and, put in a ponytail and do this and do that. Natural hair does not like to be messed with every day. Over manipulation will result in breakage and shedding. Do not over manipulate your natural hair. That's pitfall number 2. And pitfall number 2 leads me into pitfall number 3, which is failing to use protective styles. A protective style will guard your hair against the elements. It'll guard your hair against shedding. It'll help retain the moisture in your hair longer. Okay, so please don't forget to use your protective styles. And to be honest with you, I try to at least 6 to 9 months out of the year keep it in a real protective style where I'm not even messing with it. So I'm doing braids or kinky twist or something like that, not micro braids. No, that's a whole nother story. I don't even want to get on edges and micro braids. But cornrow braids or a sew and weave or something like that. I try to do that 6 to 9 months out of the year. Okay. Moving right along, pitfall number 3 is incorrect expectations. And this is kind of psychological, but not really the way I'm talking about it. Incorrect expectation in the way of thinking you're having the same mindset that you had with your relaxed hair with your natural hair. That is a huge pitfall. Because if you have that type of expectation for your natural hair, you will be disappointed. This is coily hair, kinky hair, coarse hair, it could be thick hair. You're not just going to get up, bump it, comb through it, and go. No, ma'am. If you have that expectation for natural hair, you're going to be disappointed every time you try to run a comb through it because it's not going to happen like it happened with your relaxed hair. Change that mindset. And the longer your hair gets, the more difficult it is going to be to detangle. So over manipulation, incorrect expectations, not utilizing protective styles, they all kind of go in line together. Another thing is using the same products you used when you have relaxed hair as you do now that you have natural hair. Now, don't throw tomatoes at me because I know a lot of you like to use the very inexpensive products for you, and if that works for you, great. However, if you want to get the biggest bang for your buck, I suggest you invest in products that are natural. If you want to preserve your hair the best you possibly can, you want to invest in products that are all natural, that don't have parabens, sulfates in it, that don't have artificial ingredients in it, that don't have silicones and things of that nature in it. You won't be disappointed in your results. Your hair will retain its moisture longer. You will enjoy the feel of your hair more. And I feel like for me, the hair is just more manageable when you use the proper products. So that's a pitfall in my opinion. Next pitfall is relaxing edges. Again, don't throw tomatoes at me. I know a lot of naturals who have utilized relaxing their edges just to make it bearable for them until they get to a point they're comfortable. And if that worked for you and you can do, that's great. Don't get me wrong. However, here's the pitfall I see with that. First of all, technically, if you're relaxing your edges and you continually relax your edges as your hair grows out, seems like all this hair up front would be relaxed. And I just wonder how that works. Like, once you stop doing it. I mean, you got relaxed hair in the front. I don't know, but to each his own. But I feel like if you do that, seem like it would be more difficult for you to fully transition. And when you do have the length that you want, or when you are at the point that you want to be in, or when you hit that in-between stage, seems like it would just be difficult to blend that relaxed hair at the front with all this up in here. So I see that as a pitfall if you can avoid that, because relaxer is relaxer is relaxer. If it's on your edges, it's still relaxer. It's not good for your hair, and it's counterproductive of what you're trying to do, which is go natural. But I do feel like it's a pitfall. And I think a lot of women get stuck in that pitfall and end up going back to a relaxer because they got a taste of it, right? The next pitfall is not getting enough moisture. This is kind of redundant, but it needs to be said because I completely understand what happens. You use a protective style, or you don't want to manipulate your hair, or you got it in a way where it's kind of cool on a day-to-day basis where you don't even have to mess with it for real. So you don't want to mess with it, including messing with it to put moisture in it or anything like that. It's one of those things that kind of falls by the wayside. Don't do that. Your hair needs the moisture. Make sure you do what you got to do to get that in. Enough said, because this video is going kind of long. The last and final transitioning pitfall, failing to dust or clip your ends. This is kind of common sense. Most of us know that once the hair starts to split at the ends, if you don't remove those splits, it will continue to split up the hair shaft until it pretty much damages your hair to the point to where you have to do a severe clip. This is especially important for naturals because the hair is in a more delicate state, being in its kinky or curly or coily state. So it's important to clip or dust your ends. If you're not one of those people, because I'm not one of those people that wants to go in and cut a quarter of an inch every month. I don't do that. For me, regular meaning every 3 to 4 months, or maybe every 2 to 3 months. Yeah, well, that's pretty much all I have to say about the pitfalls of transitioning. These are just my thoughts. These are things that I'm talking about are the things that I have experienced. Bam, I showed you the proof. You know what I'm saying? So don't fall in to these pitfalls. You can do it without these pitfalls. Remember who you are doing this for. Remember why you are doing this. Don't be afraid to be you. And you decided to go natural because you wanted to do something good for yourself. Do it. Don't worry about the haters. I talked about the haters in the first pitfalls video. I won't address the haters again. They are where they are. So do you, ladies, don't forget to rate my video, and I will see you next time.